If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio. Now the next one is high intensity cardio once per week. So once per week I box. You've seen it on Instagram. I don't tap the bag. I don't do it for cardio purposes in terms of like trying to burn as many calories as possible. I just smack the bag as hard as I fucking can in 1 or 2 3-punch combos. And then I have like a 5-second rest and then bang, 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 explosive again. I do hill sprints. I do explosive 10 seconds and then I rest for like 2-3 minutes. Then I do it again. You don't need much more than that, guys. Well, by the end, you'll understand what type of cardio you need. I don't want to spoil one of the points, but that's kind of what you need, okay? Anybody going on marathon runs thinking they're going to be shredded, you're fucking everything up. And I know because I've done it. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In this video I wanted to talk to you about my kind of fitness journey. Now I'm not going to reveal the results yet. I want to do that when it's like 9-10% body fat. The reason I do this, guys, is so that it's kind of the most extreme version of like before and after. So you saw me before at 80 kg, then you guys saw me at 98 and it was like, whoa, it had a really big impact. If I then go from 98 to about 86, 87 and shredded, and it's like 10% body fat, everyone's gonna be like, wow, that's incredible. It just has a greater impact. And then when you post the whole journey as one collective, it just looks pretty good, okay? So that's why I want to do that. So but in the point of this video, it's because I don't want to hold out on you guys. It is still summer, although you probably couldn't tell in the UK right now. It's kind of cloudy and cold today, so I don't have the tank tops on. But I kind of wanted to just reveal what's been working for me. You know, obviously there's a ton of different things that I'm doing. Stuff like natural diuretics as well. But I just wanted to kind of outline the 10 to 12, looks like there's about 12 on here. The kind of roughly 12 points that are giving me the greatest impact. The ones that I would probably write as like headings if I were to do a fitness ebook, fitness and diet ebook, which I probably will in the future, okay? So this is what's allowing me for the first time in my life to actually get proper shredded, okay? Like I'm probably down to, I'd be shocked if I wasn't 12% body fat right now. I'd be pretty shocked. The way it looks right now, it just looks like it's, you know, the obliques have arrived, okay? Like the little cut bits down here, they've just started to appear, and, you know, I've kind of got those two straight lines that look like a waistcoat or something going down your torso. It looks pretty good. So, yeah, so I'm just going to break down these points here. So before we get started, I just want to make it clear that I did 2 bulks prior, okay? So a lot of guys, their first idea on a fitness journey is, okay, I want to be shredded, I want to be lean. If it's your first year of training, do like 2 years of bulking. It's not that bad, okay? Like clean bulking, just get your beginner gains in and make as many gains as you possibly can. Now, I had a weird fitness journey. So I came back from Toronto. I was like, fuck everybody. Business has been kind of wiped out. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to start with a new body. So I really trained. I really went for it. I probably put on like some serious beginner gains. I went from, I think I've got a picture of, I can't find it, sorry guys, but I think I've got a picture. I went from just like a normal skinny young teenager looking lad to kind of like a muscular young guy in his 20s, just kind of standard, bigger than average frame, you know, a little bit puffy, not too much there, but looking quite decent. I imagine I went from like 75 kg up to like 83, 84, you know, 85 maybe. So I like whacked a little bit on and thought, you know, I thought I was huge. I thought I was absolutely massive, but it was nice to get those gains. Maybe I was a little bit heavier, maybe about 85, 86 to be fair. And then I kind of went to London, and then I did like a bulk with proper weight. So it wasn't just a home gym. And I went up to about 100 kilograms, and I was deadlifting like 240. Yeah, just 240. So I felt like quite a beast. I felt pretty strong. And then I tried to cut. And I just did nothing but cardio. And I lost all my gains. And then COVID hit. I lost even more gains. I wasn't tracking calories. I got so skinny, you can see from the picture I bring up now. I dropped down, I must have been like 77, 78 kilograms. It's disgusting, to be honest, guys. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I looked ill. I looked really ill. I looked about 40 years old as well. It's not good. So then, obviously, COVID ended. I arrived at this venue that I'm at now. I built the home gym, as you guys know, and I got on mass gainers. I just ate so much fucking food. It was the most dialed in bulk I've ever done in my life. I tracked my calories perfectly. Due to the nuclei that was stored in the muscles, I got those gains back quickly. I got to about 98 kg. You know, roughly this what I was before. To be honest, I thought I looked bigger than before, but I was like slightly leaner than before. I've got pictures. I can kind of bring them up. But I think even though I was only 98 compared to 100, I think I definitely looked bigger. Something was going on, but I definitely looked bigger. So then I was at that point, okay, where I'd done 2 bulks. I had massive kind of muscle gains so that I was prepared for a cut. And that's what I've done for the last 6 months or so, maybe 7 months. I decided I'm going to cut the body fat, but I'm going to stick to what I was doing. I'm going to do it right this time. Rather than doing a ton of cardio and fucking up all those gains again, I'd finally learnt my lesson. And these are the things that kind of really helped me out. So, number one, I was definitely drinking more water, and I was cooking all my food in water. So instead of using oils or butters, I'm just keeping everything as lean as possible. Okay, guys? I won't go too much into that. There's not much more I can say. Second point, all of my carbs, okay, I've eaten them either side of my training. So if my training is 90 minutes, hour and a half, I'm only eating like 100 grams of carbs per day, okay? For a lot of people, it's not keto. Keto is 50 or below. That's low carb, but it's also within a healthy range where you're not going to be too depleted. And carbs aren't bad, guys. Carbs are good, but it's the positioning of the carbs, okay? A lot of people say, your body, don't eat too late at night. And then some people say, oh, your body doesn't stop working at night. What's the matter with you? You can eat anytime you want. It doesn't matter. It's not strictly true because of glycogen stores. The whole aim, and I might do a separate video on this, is to get the carbs into the body to replenish the muscles rather than getting carbs in the body maybe late at night. Then you go to bed and those carbs get stored as glycogen, energy if you would, as fat in the body, because it's like, well, the muscles are fine, they're full up, whatever. Like, you've got to kind of deplete your glycogen stores and then fill them up back into the muscles, like enough to go into the muscles. I'm trying to do this in a simplified way without too much to store it as body fat. A lot of it comes down to timing. I might do a separate video on this. But that's why I eat all of my carbs either side of my training, so that I can get those carbs in the body, use them as energy when I'm training. Now my carbs are depleted, so my glycogen stores are depleted. I need to put some energy back into the muscles. I eat some carbs again, but I don't eat too many, so it's enough to replenish the muscles, repair the muscles, grow the muscles. But then I don't add any extra carbs as body fat. Okay, that's kind of the simplistic manner of which I can break this down in, but that's how I do it. Okay, so training in the middle, I have carbs one side, carbs the other side. 50 grams before, 50 grams afterwards. The rest of the day, it's protein. It might, that's not to say you can have no carbs. Like, it might just be some carrots, some peas, fruits, 1.6 grams of carbs per like 50 grams of what, you know what I mean, guys? Like a decent proportion of fruit you're not getting too many carbs. So that's the way I've kind of done it. And it's allowed me to get proper lean. The next thing, of course, is no sugar, but not just no sugar as in not putting any sugar on your fucking Weetabix in the morning. Like, I'm talking, I've cut out like raisins, sultanas, like dried fruits, whatever, like any excess fruits that I don't need. And then after a certain time of day, like probably 5 p.m., I'm just not having any sugars whatsoever. So it will be like the leanest possible foods that you could ever find, like everything that's just pure protein. And that's the way I'm doing it. so that I'm burning off around about my training sessions like I did with the carbs. So that's really helping. I've continued to lift heavy, which is massively important because obviously, as you know, I fucked up last time with the cardio. Now, by continuing to lift heavy, I'd say predominantly 8 to 10 reps, but now occasionally, this is what I do, okay, to maintain muscle size, is 3, 5, and 6 reps. So I will have a whole day of strongman lifts. I might go in the gym and just do 1 to 3 rep maxes, just a 1 rep max deadlift, obviously building up to it, but maybe just like 3 reps. Some days it might be like, okay, it's an entire day of 6 reps, so you're technically doing some power lifting. And I just think it's important to do that sort of thing and shock your body and tell your body, okay, instead of just doing, 8 to 10, 12 reps, whatever, that sort of boring hypertrophy type of workout, you're saying, okay, I'm going to lift heavy. I'm going to go beast mode. I'm going to lift the heaviest fucking shit I can find. And I'm just going to throw it around like an ape for 90 minutes. And you come out and you just feel absolutely flush, the whole body's pumped up and it refreshes you, it makes you feel good. I'll probably do that Sunday. Me and one of my friends are going training. We're just going to do fucking strongman lifts. We're just going to do the heaviest shit we can find. We're going to go 1 to 3 rep maxes. We're bringing the belt, the chalk, everything. So I just think it's good to do stuff like that, even when you're cutting. I've actually got, it's a weird thing, okay? You can't technically gain muscle. You can't technically bulk and cut at the same time, okay? You can gain muscle if you've got enough protein going into the body and you're doing the right things. But because we've been locked down and we haven't had access to proper gyms, everybody's getting kind of beginner gains again where their bodies are shocked. It's like a year and a half without a gym. Suddenly, oh my God, your muscles are replenished again. Or your muscles are responding very well to the heavy weights again. I've actually got stronger and beaten PBs whilst cutting, and I've gained muscle. Like in the last month, I've actually put on 2 kg whilst cutting. It's weird, okay, which I think comes down a lot to creatine, which we'll get to later. But because it's such a weird scenario right now where nobody is consistently in the gym, it's kind of like all broken up. People are gaining muscle whilst cutting. It's really weird. And I did say this would happen. I think I said this like a year ago on a podcast with Steve. Now the next one is high intensity cardio once per week. So once per week I box. You've seen it on Instagram. I don't tap the bag. I don't do it for cardio purposes in terms of like trying to burn as many calories as possible. I just smack the bag as hard as I fucking can in 1 or 2 3-punch combos. And then I have like a 5-second rest and then bang, 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 explosive again. I do hill sprints. I do explosive 10 seconds. And then I rest for like 2-3 minutes. Then I do it again. You don't need much more than that, guys. Well, by the end, you'll understand what type of cardio you need. I don't want to spoil one of the points, but that's kind of what you need, okay? Anybody going on marathon runs thinking they're going to be shredded, you're fucking everything up. And I know because I've done it. It doesn't work. Now, next one is creatine daily. Now, I used to take creatine when I just felt like it. Oh, I forgot to take my creatine. I'll throw it in. And now I'm like methodical with it. I'm taking it like probably 4 scoops per day, 3-4 scoops per day. And the difference it's making, guys. Like, I think that 2 kilograms, it's the first time I've ever been consistent with it in the last like 2 months. And like I said, the last month, I cut probably like 2% body fat and gained 2 kilograms in body weight. Now, people say, oh, it's water weight. It doesn't look like it. It really doesn't look like it for me right now. I'm pretty sure that's fucking pure muscle going into the body because I feel good. There was like 2 weeks ago, I went to the gym and I just beat all my PBs and I was like, what the hell is going on? And it was like when I was really consistent with my creatine, my training was like proper dialed in and everything just came together and I was like, wow, I've definitely gained. And I weighed myself, I was 2 kg heavier and I was just smashing the weights around for fun. And I was like, something's clicked here. I've really like hit my genetic potential or something. Like, this feels really good. The next one is no cheat meals or wasted calories. So no cheat meals. Yeah, it sucks. It absolutely sucks dick. But at the same time, every time I go to have a cheat meal, I'm like, it's just not worth it. I just don't really see the benefit to my body. So I'm like, let's just keep everything perfection right now. And at the end of this journey, you know, maybe when we're bulking again, we'll have a massive cheat meal and we'll go from there. Now, on the point of wasted calories, I used to eat like a lot of hummus and sometimes like pesto and stuff like that. Now, if you have Sorry, a touch of hay fever, guys. It's annoying me at the moment. If I have a big dollop of hummus and a big dollop of pesto with another meal, it's like 250 calories. And I just see that as like, yeah, there's some nutrients in them, whatever, but I just see it as wasted calories. Like that could have been a better food. That could have been something decent. That could have been like a bowl of veg and fruits or whatever and some nuts. And that would actually have more substance to it than just, oh, these sauces, slap them on. I just don't feel like it has too much nutritional value. And considering when you're cutting, every single calorie is essential. I cut out all like sauces, dips, whatever, hot sauces. I just went as lean as possible. That's why I'm cooking with water. I want because I'm obviously eating less calories. I want every single one of those calories to be banging, to just be, that's really affecting your body. Like that's perfect. That's just what your body needs. I don't want it to be like, oh, I had 2,800 calories today and 800 of them were sauces and dips. Like it doesn't, I just don't think that's going to benefit you too much. So I cut them down. The next one, I'm walking daily, even on my rest days. I'm walking to the gym and back, which I think is important. And then sometimes with it's sunny and my hay fever's not too bad, I'll go for a walk at night, just walk out into the hills, enjoy the views, whatever, listen to some music. 20, 30 minutes, on a rest day, maybe an hour. I just think it's important to do, okay? And the point I was making earlier about in terms of my cardio is high intensity cardio and walking. I think in terms of cardio for men, it should be explosive or walking. Like sprinting or walking. Explosive punches or walking. Something like that. Like high or low, not medium. You shouldn't jog, whatever. I just don't think it benefits you. I just don't really think it helps as a man. I think it should be either explosive or low intensity. And those two just seem to work perfectly. The next one is my kind of 3-day split. I'm doing legs, upper body, and then a specific area. So if like my traps, I'd never trained my traps before. And I was like, why the fuck have I never trained traps? I'll do a video on this soon. A lot of people think they're unaesthetic. I think they look fucking great. And I was like, okay, let's get specific on the traps. Like, let's really go for it. And that's what I was doing on like my 3rd day. It wasn't like a whole trap day, but it would be like 3-4 exercises on traps. Oh, biceps look a bit small. Calves are still looking a little bit small. Let's pump them up a little bit more. Abs need to pop a little bit more. And that would be the 3rd day. I'd like to kind of focus on specifics, but I'd always start with legs. And I think legs is great because you got your rest day in, and I think the first day back, bang, legs, get that testosterone back up, get the metabolism burning again. And I just think when you've got all your energy, all your reserves, really go for the legs, the big, massive muscle. For me, that really worked. Glutes, quads, hamstrings, all the big muscle groups. I just went for it in that sense. The next one, I'm sleeping 8 hours per night. Wasn't doing that before, working really hard on the business. I've kind of made fitness my priority now. It's more so like I know if I look at something like Mike Thurston and I think, yeah, his content's pretty good, but people wouldn't follow him if he wasn't massive and jacked. Okay, that's why they follow him. And now he's kind of converted to lifestyle. Mine is more men's lifestyle, but I didn't have the shape. And I'm like, if I can just get in the perfect shape, plus what I already do, you're going to get more followers. So I kind of like honed in on it. And that's why I decided I'm going to sleep 8 hours a night. I'm going to take a 1 hour nap in the day if I'm knackered, if my body needs it. On my rest day, for example, go to bed super early at like 9-10 o'clock at night, have 8-9 hours of sleep because I don't have to be up for the gym, and then have a nap in the day. Like I never used to do that sort of thing, but it's getting my body the best possible results. The next one is no fap and no sex. So I've gone overboard with this. I've just stayed away from women, etc. I've retained everything. I just feel like I've got way more energy. I've got more strength in the gym. And also it's my focus. Like my focus is purely on training. I'm not worried about women, dating, like energy for sex, whatever. I'm just honed in on one thing. Well, 2 things, the business as well, but mainly just fitness is like my main goal right now. And I just know once that box is ticked, it becomes effortless to maintain. So no fap and no sex, which again, yeah, shit. Like the no fat thing will be forever, but no sex, bit shit, but it's necessary because without bragging, it's got to a point now where if I want sex, I can get it quite easily based on the body that I've built, the frame I've built, the way that like my skin and face just looks better and everything. So it does pay off. Obviously, it's a short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. The next one is protein before and after training, which is a supplement, so my protein powder. Sam Asghari taught me this, the guy who dates Britney Spears, when I did an interview with him. He said have your protein before training to get it in, to get it into the body, so that when you're working the muscles, that protein goes straight into the muscles. You know, it just works better. He said a lot of people do it post-training. He said that has benefits too. He said, but he prefers to do it before training. So I just decided to do both. So I have one protein shake prior to training, and then I have one when I come back. It's kind of like a recovery shake. It seems to work for me. I enjoy it. So the next one is obviously my men's lifestyle supplement, which I'm sold out on at the moment, but it has to be added into this. You know, I've been taking that. I've got the best results in my life. A lot of people emailing me saying the same thing, which I've got evidence of. Plenty of reviews. They'll be back in stock soon. I'm tracking my calories and my macros, which I think might be the most important thing. I'm in a calorie deficit. And like I said, I know exactly where my carbs are, 100 grams. My protein is 150 grams to 200 grams per day. You know, stuff like salt is just bang on the nail, but it's going to be Himalayan salt, sea salt, stuff like that. Sugars as low as I can possibly get them without being stupid. Like you can't suck the sugars out of some of the fruits that are great for you. So it's very tough to do. But everything is just on point, okay? Everything that I need is bang on. I'm tracking that. I'm tracking my calories to perfection. Every single walk, every single time I'm going upstairs, whatever, like an extended stairs. I'm not getting silly with it, like every time I go up the stairs in the house or whatnot. But every time I go up like a long flight of stairs, I'll track that. I just got stupid with it in that sense. And I feel like my calories are within 100 either side of where they actually should be. I'm pretty close to being bang on with it. So that's essential, guys. Okay, if you're not tracking your calories and your macros when you're cutting, you're going to be in trouble. Like when you're bulking, it's better if you do, but you can kind of fuck around and eat dirty food if you want. Like you can eat fast food 24/7. You're still going to get some decent results. When you're cutting, if everything's not perfect, you're in trouble. So that's one thing that I'm doing at the moment. And the final thing, guys, is my consistency. I am just fucking dialed in right now. Like every single component, as you can see on that list, plus more, like natural diuretics and shit like that. I've just been ruthless. I've just been absolutely relentless with my training. Like I haven't been on nights out. I haven't touched a drip of alcohol. I haven't had any cheat meals. My every meal has been perfection. Like I'm loading in the super greens with the protein supplement. I'm having that just before I train. I'm waking up bang on the dot. I'm training at the same time every day. It's like, I don't know, when I'm in the gym, it's 90 minutes of hard work. Like I'm not even using headphones anymore because I just feel like sometimes you don't like the song and you change it, you move it on. Nothing. I'm just in the gym. I just grab the weights. I'm just dialed in. Everything is just fucking, it's scary. It's scary like how focused and consistent I am right now because you think what other areas of life could you transfer that into? But it's a big difference maker. Just having everything just tuned up to perfection and it's changing the game, okay? Like just being stupid with the calories and being like, I'm going to add that in. I'm going to see how much that extra would be, okay? How close am I to my exact target? When you feel like really having a cheat meal and you don't, you have like you just stay on that path and you go to bed at the same time. It's like it was Saturday today as I'm recording this video. I went to bed last night early. I woke up this morning at I think it was 5:58. Okay, so before 6 a.m. on a Saturday. So I'm waking up naturally at that time. Like my body is just dialed in. Like I said, I'm in the gym for an hour and a half. I come back. I get my meals sorted. I get my protein sorted, as in my protein shakes. I got my creatine scoops, like before and after. Like I've just got everything lined up to perfection. Like all my meals are getting cooked in water. Like it's crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. And it makes the world of difference when you put that much attention and care into it. And I feel like not enough people are doing that. Like I'm probably spending 3 hours a day, like actually cooking and eating and making sure that it's the correct foods. Like it's intense. But at the same time, when you get those results, once you get to wherever I want to be, like my aim is kind of 9-10% body fat, probably 10. I'm roughly now about 86, 87 kg, which should be big and lean. I think it's going to look really good. It looks good already. Then I'll maintain for a month, because that's important to do as well. After you bulk and cut, to maintain for a month, get your body used to that weight, maybe 2 months. You don't want to start bulking immediately and your body starts storing a ton of fat or whatnot. And then I'll start bulking again and whatever. But until that point, I'm going to be completely dialed in on what I'm doing. It's only like a year of your life, like 8-9 months. It's worth it, in my opinion. And like I said, make sure you get those bulks in first before you cut, because a lot of people will want to be diced for summer. It's just so much better to just do like 2 years of bulking when you're young, get those beginner gains. And then, like I said, just dial everything in, tune everything up to perfection, keep tweaking as you go as well. That's what I've done. I've looked at this food isn't doing too well. Every time I eat it, I put on 1% body fat. I can fucking see. I just look a little bit puffier in the mirror. Like you guys have seen on this whole journey, like I've done videos on like natural diuretics, how I got my face down from being puffy to lean, how I lowered my carbs, how I got a dandelion extract, how I got rid of this exact food when I'm talking in podcasts to Western Boucher. Like I've done that all throughout. I've like swapped things in and out. I've tested this. I brought this in. I brought that out. It's just the only way to do it, guys, to be completely 1000% dialed in. And then, like I said, once you get there, once you've got the exact body that you need and you've maintained it for like a month or two, you can have a cheat meal then. You probably can, because it's a lot easier to maintain 10% body fat than it is to be like 14% body fat, have a cheat meal and still look good. Like at 10, you can still look good after like a pizza and a glass of wine or something. It's very easy to then just burn that off in the next day, because you're so lean anyway, your metabolism's so high. It's just, you're not going to look too different is what I'm trying to say. But like 14 to 15% can sometimes make you look like a fucking water buffalo. You can really like puff up. Doesn't look good. So just dial in until you get the numbers you want. Maintain for 2 months, and then decide whether you want to just maintain, live a good life, or you want to go for a bulk again. Okay. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.